Hey, good evening. I'm Mr. Bravo, and welcome to Global Face Tonight. In today's special report, we turn out full attention to the one of South Asia's most complex and endeavoring challenges. Yes, the separatist movements within India. Tonight, we will trace the deep historical root from the partition of 1947 and the ongoing conflicts in Kashmir to the modern day insurgencies that span from Punjab to northeast with violent outbreaks, political negotiations, and even international influences shaping these movements. The stakes are higher than ever. Stay with us as we unpack the evolution of these struggles and their profound impact on India's security and regional stability. Let's begin. A legacy of division, the impact of partition. Partition's legacy, the root of Indian separatist struggles. To understand today's separatist tension, we must first look back to the watershed movement of partition in 1947. The division of subcontinent not only created India and Pakistan but also unleashed massive migrations and communal violences that scared the region for decades. Millions lost their homes and lives in the chaos that followed, leaving behind a legacy of bitterness and unsolved grievances. Nowhere this legacy more evident than in disputed region of Jammu and Kashmir, with its complex mixture of demographic Muslim majority population led by a predominant Hindu government. The area has been a hotbed for conflict ever since the revocation of Article 370 in 2019, which stripped Kashmir of its special status, only deepened separatist sentiments, leading to increased militarization and periodic flare-up of violence. This historical foundation continues to underpin many of today's challenges, influencing both political discourse and militant activities. Overview of key separatist movement across India. Indian separatist struggle, the Dravidian movement and its legacy. Indian struggles with separatism is a tapestry of distant movements, each driven by unique culture, economic, and political factors. Let's examine some of the most prominent ones. First, the Dravidian movement originating in the earlier 20th century in Tamil Nadu. The Dravidian movement was a powerful cultural and political push against Brahmanical dominance. It called for a assertion of a distinct Dravidian identity, at times even advocating for an independent Dravida Nadu. Ultimately, the movement evolved into a demand of regional autonomy, which today has contributed to Tamil Nadu's vibrant political identity while remaining firm within the Indian Union. Khalistan movement, a dominant fire or a rising threat. Next in the list is the Khalistan movement. In 1986, separatists surged in Punjab as deep-seated culture and political grievances ignited called for an independent Khalistan. The event of 1984, including Operation Blue Star and the tragic assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, fueled widespread unrest. Although heavy counterinsurgency measures subdued the movement by 1990s, Khalistani ideology persists, especially amongst the diaspora communities in Canada, United Kingdom, and United States. Naxalite insurgency, Indians' longest unfinished battle. Then there the Naxalite Moises insurgency, what began in 1967 as a peasant uprising in Naxalbari, West Bengal, has transformed into a full-scale armed struggle driven by the Marxist Leninist ideology. The insurgency demand radical land reforms and the uplifting of marginalized tribal communities, spanning India's so-called Red Corridor, which stretches through states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, and Uttar Pradesh. This movement continues to pose a serious challenge to the state with frequent clashes and enduring social economic unrest. Gorkhaland and Bodoland, unfinished struggle for identity and autonomy. We also see movements in regions like Gorkhaland and Bodoland. In Darjeeling, ethnic Gorkhas have long demanded a separate state for safeguarding their unique cultural identity. Despite intermittent protest and negotiation, full statehood remains elusive. Similarly, in Assam, the Boda tribes have organized to protect their interests, resulting in the establishment of Bodaland Territorial Council, but not without ongoing tensions and unresolved demands. Northeast Vidarbha regional struggles for autonomy and recognition. Finally, the Northeast insurgencies and the Vidarbha movements highlights regional disparities. Ethnic groups in India's northeast, including the Nagas and Mizoos, have intermittently pursued either independence or a greater autonomy. In Vidarbha, long-standing claims of economic neglect have fueled periodic mobilization for a separate state within Maharashtra, although no decisive breakout yet been achieved. Profiles of active separatist group force on ground. Khalsa separatist fading fast or resurgent threat. Now, let's focus on the key players, the active separatist group that continue to drive these movements. In Punjab, the Khalistan separatist group, notably the Khalistan Liberation Force, KLF, and Babbar Khalsa International, BKI, once led high profile campaigns during the 1980s and 1990s, while state crackdown significantly reduced their operational capacity. These groups retain symbolic and organizational strength, largely fueled by the support from diaspora communities abroad. Naxalite insurgencies, India's unresolved battle for justice. The Naxalite Maoist insurgency remains a formidable force in the rural India. Led by the Communist Party of India, Maoist, their armed struggles span the remote areas of Red Corridor. Their continued operations are a stark reminder of the deep-rooted socio-economic inequalities that persist in many parts of the country. Separatist insurgencies, the key players shaping India's unrest. In the northeast, insurgent groups such as the National Socialist Council of Nagaland, NSCN, with its splits factions NSCM-IM and NSCM-K, have waved protected campaigns for Naga sovereignty. Additionally, the United Liberation Front of Assam ULFA in Assam, despite engaging in occasional ceasefire talks, still maintains factions that they demand full independence from Assam. And in Jammu and Kashmir, militant factions like Hizbul Mujahideen continued their intermittent campaigns against India rule, often intervened with border regional dynamics and the external influence that complicate the already volatile situation. The global dimension, influence, and diaspora connections. Khalsa abroad, how to diaspora fuel separatist sentiments. No discussions on the separatist movement is complete without examining the global dimensions. External forces always play a significant role in sustaining and even amplifying these movements. First, consider the Khalsa resurgence in the diaspora. Pro Khalsa rallies, fundraising events, and political lobbying in countries such as Canada, the United Kingdom, and Australia have helped keep separatist sentiment alive among the Sikh community abroad. Indian intelligence agencies claim that these diaspora networks provide both financial resources and ideological support to the separatist group. Jammu and Kashmir cross-border tension fueling unrest. Then there is the complex cross-border dynamics in Jammu and Kashmir. Militant factions operating in these contested regions are often linked to a group based in Pakistani administrated territories. These ties, coupled with the alleged external funding, have contributed to a cycle of violence and recurrent border skirmishes, preparatory instability in the region. Northeast insurgencies is external influence destabilizing India. Additionally, emerging reports suggest external support may be influenced insurgencies in Indian northeast, while details remain murky. There are indications that covert backing from the strategic external actors might be aimed at destabilizing these sensitive border regions for geopolitical gains. The multifaceted global environment not only complicated India internal security but also have border ramifications for South Asian stability and international relations. India's separatist movements fight for justice or threat to unity. As we conclude tonight's in-depth social report, the endeavoring and evolving nature of the Indian separatist movements becomes all too clear. From the painful legacy of partition and the continuing strife in Kashmir to the vibrant yet violent movements in Punjab, the Northeast, and beyond, these are so much about identity and historical grievances as they are about current geopolitical challenges. The interplay between domestic demands and external influences paints a complex picture that demands vigilant attention. What do you think? Are these movements a legitimate cry for justice, or do they pose a threat to the national unity? I invite you to share your thoughts and engage in this critical conversation in the comment box. Thank you for joining me on Global Affairs tonight. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and stay informed as we continue to bring you comprehensive analysis on the events shaping our world. Until next time, I was Mr. Bravo. Stay engaged, stay tuned, and stay awake. Goodbye and good night.